All right, hello everyone,
Can't believe you went
and
with that.
welcome back to the Crown of the Tyrant Queen. I hope you realize that I started recording as you were leaving frame.
That's even better.
Oh no,
Hey guys, it's been a while.
it's been a
And
while.
perhaps you'd expect, 2 weeks of prep time for War Boss. It's gonna be so ready. I'm not. um, for those who are interested in knowing and of the things that happen sometimes, I got I got the Rona. I got a COVID. So
hmm
I spent a week. That's not true. I spent 4 days basically in my bed recuperating.
Yep. Warboss got sick. He had to deal with that. Min left and also got sick. And I think Tony also got sick for one of those weeks too. So like,
I went out one day and then just threw up my guts the next night. It was wonderful.
Meanwhile, here's Curb and I just looking at everyone, just what?
and then I would love to say I put all my efforts into planning the game when I wasn't sick, but to be fair,
So you're going to say that,
I'm
right?
currently planning and doing my Christmas shopping for my family. So
Pokemon.
That time of year.
It's
Pokemon.
that time of year.
Pokemon says he
Yeah,
only expects the
baby.
least of you, Warboss.
Yeah. I mean, the only one who really expects anything from me is man. The rest of you assholes don't view me as that good a DM.
You have your moments. I expect moderate amounts from you.
I miss having Pokemon in my game where it's like, Warboss is the best DM I've ever did have. It's not true.
Alright, somebody
That's not
contact
true.
community notes.
Pokemon never told me I was the best DM he ever had. He just told me I was his favorite DM a few times. Which doesn't mean the best. Not at all. Just means the one you like the most at the specific time when you said it.
I mean, I'll probably say that you're the best DM I've ever had. I've not had very many DMs, but like...
It's kind of like, considering the scarce amount of people that I've had DM for me, I guess I could say that you've been the best. You don't have a lot of competition, but
I mean, your biggest competition is literally Min. And like, Min's great, but he just hasn't had much opportunity. He hasn't had as much experience, so...
I suck.
No. There's a reason why I was like, hey, when is your session going to be when we go back up? Is it gonna be like on the weekend? And you're like, oh, it's probably gonna be on Thursday. I'm like, I have a new game on Thursday. I can drop it for your game.
Pokemon, you can be in the competition for best DM when you can run consistently week to week. I'm sorry, but you know why. I'm one to talk. I'm also have a bad issue with consistency.
I mean, to be fair,
but I tried.
At least you finished your campaign.
I did.
Well, yeah. To be fair, Curb, or Iris, or whatever you want to be called now.
I don't care. It's fine. Whatever.
To be fair, Curb, like, you did finish your game, and it's taking a while for you to start your next game, but, like, the game starts when it starts.
Yeah. No, once we start, I'm gonna
You
I'm gonna definitely try.
Miss session. You can't miss any sessions until the game starts.
Yep.
It's only when the game starts you can miss sessions.
Which is mostly why I'm putting it off for the time being, because there's still a lot of stuff in my real life there's a lot going on. I'm trying my best, guys. I promise.
Like, I mean,
There's a lot of transitional stuff that might be happening soon. I just
another reason why I'm having a bit of a harder time planning shit for this game is, first off, this is officially kind of my first time not doing a module.
Yeah, so you have to come up with everything yourself. Yeah,
the one thing that the module has that's very helpful is it's already got its NPCs. You don't have to come up with. You can put your own spin on on the people you introduce, but at the end of the day, you're never gonna be like, I don't know who is here. It's kind of like, oh, there's a giant cyclops that lives there. You can do whatever the fuck you want with the cyclops, but you always know at least there's a cyclops here. And it's kind of like, this is my own world. I've been working on it for a while, but
it's actually kind of why I'm looking forward to running Humblewood, because I actually kind of have the opposite issue when it comes to making my own NPCs. Because when running a module, you have to remember which NPCs are where. If you make everything yourself, that just kind of comes innately because you know what NPCs you put there because you made them. At least that's how my mind works. But
the only thing I truly want to exist when we finally do Humblewood is Hooters. You know the one. You know Hooters.
I do. We will need to figure that out for sure. Yeah. Thank you for the hydrate, Pokemon.
Thank you, Pokemon. So, oh yeah. So finishing what I was saying about the prepping of the game and stuff, where I went on a tangent about module, is I got a new job, which means I don't have like unlimited time to plan shit throughout the week.
Which is fair.
Because I have to wake up early and then I come home tired. So
that is fair.
Yeah. So usually my Monday, my usual Mondays, I've been running my game on Mondays for a while now, and my usual Monday is I wake up around 9-10, I sit in front of my computer, and I daydream about the game for like 8 or 9 hours, and then I'm ready to run my game.
Yeah.
Now my Monday, I wake up at 6 a.m., I jump into the shower, I get ready, I spend an hour and a half in the subway and the bus, I get to my job, I work for 8 hours and a half, then I get back, do another hour and a half to get home, and show up like an hour to 30 minutes before my game being like, fuck!
Sounds to me like you got a good 3 hours of nothing else going on. Say.
I need. You can't plan your game on the subway. That's not how it works. You're traveling. Anyway, so today is going to be very unstructured. We've got like an idea of what's going on, but the thing is, this is mostly RP, and the big thing with this session is that most of the scene highly depend on how the players react to it. So it's not like I could script anything, or at least I couldn't do much. So we're going to just start up with the skipping a bit forward in time. Last session, we finished the arc. The arc was done. you guys left Aquamarine and made your way back home, and you had a bit of downtime where you planned what your bastions would be. Then we kind of ended the sessions early because we decided it would be much smarter to plan out what the bastions would be between sessions than doing it fumbling about mid-session. Sorry. Now, a bit of time has passed since you've gone back to the your bastion, and through some ways you've had some of your bastion prepared, and you've let it know through the grapevines that you're looking for hirelings. Now, the idea of hirelings for adventurer groups and people in the Bronze District is not unknown. Specifically, with like the point is that this district of Jade has giant magic tower that grow as you put more gold into the basement. It's not exactly known, but it's kind of like magic towers that need people to make it run territory here. So it's not exactly weird for people who establish a new dominion in this district to need people. Now, first scene we want to do, I came up with stupid little titles for each of the little scenes that we have, and I said I was not going to go about and tell you guys what the names of the little scenes are. But now I feel like I want to indulge. So
really, I couldn't tell by the fact that you said all of that preamble before.
Yeah. So let's indulge. So first, we're going to do a scene called Hiring Dawn. Who's Dawn? You guys remember Dawn? I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna ask. So, question for you, Curb. When Gil decided he wanted to hire someone, for this bastion room, for this
that you totally remember,
scheme.
right, War Boss? That you totally remember, right, War Boss? It's the barracks. It's the barracks.
No, I don't.
It's the barracks.
What are you talking about?
War Boss, it's the barracks.
Yeah, I know. When you wanted to hire someone for the barracks, how does Gil go about, like, filtering through the applicants? Did you just kind of remember someone and get in contact with her immediately, or did you like post something in Adventurers Guild or at some kind of... Well, Adventurers Guild would be the best place to do this for the barracks, where you're just kind of like, hey, I'm looking for people, or like
I feel
crier type deal.
I feel like Gil would not want to handle the paperwork for applicants. He would just, go through the guild, say, hey, whoever comes in who wants to, like, work in a barracks, just let them know that we're offering, and just send them my way, and I'll scout them out. Gil's just like, I'll look. I'll see what we're dealing with.
So we're gonna jump into this scene. We have a table with each member of the party sitting behind it, and we have a dejected dwarf walking away, having been very clearly not had a good audition with the group of of people in front of them.
What? What the fuck did he think he was gonna, like, did he think we would be impressed by the fact that he could, like, bite a copper piece in half? I don't... What?
You know, if I wanted anyone to do that, I could just get Balthazar to do that.
What?
So don't worry about it. Next!
Why does
Alright,
Owl know how to fight a comprehension like that? Can't just drop
Entering
something like that and not expect us to ask questions.
as you bicker, a tan-skinned, green-eyed, brunette human woman enters the room. She has freckles and a well, I'm gonna ask you. I can probably come up with something on my own, but I'm gonna ask for fun, Gil. What kind of prosthetic, if any, does Dawn Louvet
I mean,
have?
yeah, she probably doesn't have one yet.
Okay.
I mean, she's still looking for
So-
work, so she probably doesn't have much.
Yeah. So this warrior person enters. She is wielding a spear in one hand and has this kind of like buckler attached to her to the small section of forearm that is left, with nothing else. Well, she's got one hand. She does have enough of a forearm to like have the small buckler there, but obviously it would be better if she had like a prosthetic. For now, she's making it work,
Mm-hmm.
and she just kind of walks in and goes, hi. My name is Dawn Louvet. I was a guard in Bismuth, and I trained with Master Gale, and she gives a small bow, while he was in town. And when I heard you were looking for people, I thought maybe I could perhaps do the job.
That's right, you were there.
Yeah, it was kind of a clusterfuck, and I kind of, I got hurt, and, was given kind of a pension. I mean, having two arms is not necessary for the guard, but it's kind of helpful. And considering I was a trainee, they decided that perhaps, I mean, I couldn't do the same training as everyone else with the spear being mostly a two-handed weapon. I like my short spear, but I wasn't good for the idea of the guard where everyone's part of a unit instead of being their own soldier. I can't really do a phalange, and I can't lock shields with other people. So I'm not exactly the best when it comes to being part of the guard anymore. Doesn't mean I don't have any skills, but I'm better as maybe more command and single combat than I am as part of a guard unit, where individual strength is not as important as amount of people and size and stuff. I'm sorry. I don't really know how this works. How about you tell me what you need and I think about it, and if I don't think I can handle what you need, I'll head out. She looks a bit defeated.
I don't think you understand how interviews work.
Yeah, usually it's more like you sit down and they ask you questions, but I started talking and then I just didn't stop talking, and I'm gonna stop talking. She sits down and just kind of plays with her spirit, looking at you like a bit of a lost puppy.
Well, the fact that you were in Bismuth when it attacked and are still standing is certainly something worth considering. How exactly did you escape?
Well, escape is big word. It's more like there was the evacuation, and a lot of people were moving away, and then a group of kobolds led by a big ass dragonborn just kind of assaulted the people, the civilians who were running away, and me and a group of people got together to hold the kobolds back while the others were escaping, and the dragonborn, half dragon, I'm not too sure. I'm not very good at discerning the two. Anyway, the big scaled one with the glaive cut my arm off, and then I was my co-workers pulled me back and helped me get stop the bleeding, and then I went back in to stop a few kobolds, and then the rest of the people were evacuated, so we moved back. Honestly, I think I wasn't the worst off. I've got a friend who lost a leg, and a few who lost their lives, but yeah, the situation was a bit hectic. I realized I didn't answer your question. How did I get out? I got out with the people who were evacuating while doing some protection of my own. That's the answer to the question.
And you kept helping people even after you were injured.
Well, I mean, someone's had to do something, right? Like even with an arm, even with half an arm missing, I'm still worth more than a farmer or a merchant. I could do more.
Gil's gonna kind of turn to everyone else. You guys got any questions for her?
If Herrick cringes any further inwards during this conversation, he'll probably break his chair. He's being very quiet.
Oh, I did say that I wasn't very good at distinguishing between Dragonborn and the half dragons, but it's not like I don't like you scaled folks or anything. I'm
Gil's just gonna kind of raise a hand and just like.
I'm sorry. She looks down a bit, like discouraged. Would be a good word.
For what it's worth, it was probably a half dragon. They tend to be a little higher on the hierarchy.
Hecate, you got anything?
She
Tony, you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Do you have any questions for Don Luvet?
Not that really comes to mind, I'll be completely honest.
Fucking Hecate goes, "What, Miss Dawn? Do you like music?" It's just like,
I'm like,
Hey, Miss Dawn, you like jazz?
Oh my
"I
god.
like jazz."
Your immediate way to figure out if someone is good in character or not.
Yeah, like I said, I literally just gotten home, so I'm very, like, low energy. Apologies.
You're good.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
It's not acceptable.
I
Moving
have.
on.
The next scene is for you.
I
think.
Oh no, sure, I can try my best.
Just one question. We have had many people apply just today alone, but what do you think you can bring that they can't?
Well, before I got this whole arm cut off thing, I was on track to be an officer. Like, I know that guard officers aren't exactly like high and mighty compared to adventurers like you folks, but I did get training when it comes to leading a group and planning for defenses and stuff. And if you're going to have a barracks, well, I'm guessing I'm not going to be the only one there for long. And if you want to train up a group of people, I mean, I know how to train others. I've gone through the training and I was decent at it. Not everyone who knows how to fight can teach you how to fight. In fact, some people who have it easy, who have it natural, they're not exactly the greatest at explaining to you how you should do something that to them feels natural. In fact, they have a hard time explaining it to the layman. I've got a talent when it comes to leading a small squad and training people, but I had to work really hard for my martial prowess, which puts me in a situation where I might not be as great as you guys, but I know what it takes to get better because I've had to work for it. If you plan on having more people in the barracks than a couple of
I takes out her bow as she is speaking and aims it at her. Sees, checks for her reaction.
She takes a step back and raises her buckler.
I just smiles and lowers her bow.
Thank you, Dawn. If you wouldn't mind, I'd like to speak with everyone else alone for a moment.
And I do apologize for that. That just wanted to see your reflex.
Oh, I thought you were going to shoot me in the face. She laughs and just kind of raises an arm with the buckler up and then looks at it, lowers it, just kind of puts her spear in the crook of her arm and then uses her only hand to just kind of comb through her through her aqua hair and just kind of looks a bit awkward because she literally tried to comb through her hair with her arm that's not there anymore, and it makes her a bit embarrassed. She just kind of flushes a little, but otherwise she seems like she's gotten a bit more confidence.
If you wouldn't mind waiting outside for a moment.
Oh yeah, of course. Oh, thanks. And she takes a step outside and just kind of goes to the side, and then she walks out, and then there's just kind of a dwarf in the corner crying and biting copper pieces. And she looks at him very confused.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So,
She had the right reflexes. So that shows that the training is there. Definitely not lying about that.
and she's been in active combat before. It's definitely
recently,
something that's
too.
going to be beneficial for someone trying to train people against the queendom.
Who's there?
Oh my word, who the hell is hammering right now? I am going to kill someone.
Eric, what do you think?
Well, aside from how incredibly awkward it is to be around somebody from Bismuth, given my involvement in what happened there, she seems like she's got a solid head on her shoulders.
And Hecate, what do you think? Well said. Well said.
Genuinely, my head is like no thoughts, head empty.
Okay.
I mean, he didn't insult them or anything like they did the cat, so I think that's an endorsement.
That's fair.
There's not so much I can make from like an observation, or at least say out of observation. I'll just have to keep watching, I suppose.
In that case, I think she might have been the best candidate we've had so far. How many we got left, I
just looks at the paper in front of her, just turns the paper over to Gil.
About
Oh wait, I forgot to cross out that one. She just takes it back, takes a feather and crosses it out with ink, and then shows it back.
that many.
There's like very few left on the list.
Okay.
You just got like Haldren Copperbiter, and then you've got
That's who she just crossed out.
Haldren Silverlicker.
Oh my god. This is gonna be a long day. Alright. I'm gonna let Dawn know to meet us back here tomorrow. She's definitely at least on the list.
All right.
I'm gonna make my way to the door.
When the door opens, Dawn just kind of turns around and just kind of salutes with her buckler arm, which basically means she's not exactly saluting because, once again, she's missing the hand.
I mean,
And
she's still
she-
got the pose, just without the hand.
She's got the pose. She looks at the missing hand and just kind of smiles awkwardly and says, hello, Master Gale. How should I call you guys?
Just call us by our names, please.
All right, Gale. So
You're definitely one of the best we've had today, so come back tomorrow, we'll do another round, and hopefully we'll have an answer for you by then.
she squeals a bit and says, "Oh, thank you. I mean, of course, Gil. I'll be happy to come by tomorrow, sir." And she gives you an awkward bow.
Gil once again raises an eyebrow. Just like,
And then she goes, I'm gonna go. Thank you for considering me. It's very nice. And she just kind of palms her missing forearm and just kind of smiles and walks away. And then there's just kind of she just kind of side eyes the dwarf as she leaves. And
alright, Silver Liquor, you're up next.
all right, so I'm not going
No,
to
yeah,
I'm
no.
not going to keep
That's-
this
yep.
going for a joke.
No, please do not. That was the end of the scene.
All right.
Please do
So-
not.
So this scene was hiring Dawn.
Yeah, that guard we had at the very start of the fucking campaign, she's back, baby!
Yeah, baby, that's what I'm talking about. Anyway, so
Fall
next
back.
scene. Next scene, you guys are outside of your bastion, just kind of waiting for someone who you've been in correspondence with for the library. And in the distance, you see. Well, you're waiting for someone, and in the distance, you see a tower moving towards you.
What? What do you mean?
As the tower comes closer, you realize that it's in fact not a moving tower, but a gigantic turtle, 10 foot tall, 7 foot wide, with a 3-story scaffolding filled to the brim with books, just slowly walking towards your bastion. And then like slowly approaching, lumbering, every step making the cobbles resonate and slightly shake as this humongous unit of a turtle just walks towards you, carrying an entire library on his back.
Fucking hells. What?
And then he walks up to you, Hecate, who has been in correspondence with him, and he goes,
Just dust with each cough.
And then he smiles and says, "Good evening to you, Hecate. Ah, it's been so long since I've had fresh air. It's very good on my throat."
Well, you can keep that up. I might actually have you being one of my vocalists.
Oh, really? Well, um, I know some people have told me I should really get some air and stay out of my dusty library more often, but I never really saw the point. But now that I've had a good time actively breathing this air, so fresh. Ha 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 ha! Good day to you all. Gil, was it? He stretches a hand forward.
He'll slowly extends his hand to shake it, looks all the fucking way up at the top of the stacks of books. Did you really need to bring everything at once?
You know, they say us turtles carry our homes on our backs our entire lives. I might have taken that to a bit of a higher degree than it's reasonable, but once I've started setting up the books, I just couldn't. He looks back, he looks at the scaffolding and sighs. I just couldn't part with so many of my wondrous children.
You did all of this yourself?
Well, and he just kind of, his legs just kind of recede into his carpus, and he just kind of drops the scaffolding on the ground, and it just kind of moves out of the way and just kind of gets up and puts both of his arms like this to the side of his carpus, and he just goes, "Why, yes, of course. I started with just one story, and I decided I was going to limit myself to one. But then I got to the end of the first story of the scaffolding, and I had so many more things I wanted to bring. So I decided I would go with a second one. And then I looked at what was left of my library, and I thought, one more story of scaffolding, and I could bring everything. And then I thought about it for maybe a few days, and then I decided, well, why not bring everything? Am I right?" He slaps you on the back. Make a straight save.
Oh my god! You know what? No, I fail. Not
Okay,
even
you
going
fail.
to. Yeah.
I don't know what Dusty's stats are, but he rolled an 18, so.
I'm not even gonna bother, it's too funny. Considering this
Just
dude
kinda
is carrying
slides you on
around
the back.
3 stories worth of books.
Also, one thing that you noticed, the first time you met Dusty, he was really big, but was about 8 feet tall. And now he's like 10 foot tall.
Yeah.
And you realize that it's just that when you met him for the first time, he was all just kind of leaning forward, and most of his arms and legs were just kind of
Tucked
receded
in. Yeah.
into his shell, and now he's got his entire arms and his entire legs out, and he's fucking massive.
Oh, alright. Slowly gets back up.
He chuckles and he says, "So, anything good with this bastion of yours you want to set up library, yes?
I don't even know how you're gonna fit all those in the room, but yeah. That's. I think Hecate was working on that.
He scratches his chin, and he says, "Well, if you have any questions about certain things you want me to bring up, or some books you want to acquire, feel free to tell me. I've got a certain ability to acquire any books I really need to. Of course, if it's a specifically rare book, I might need some funds, but my library has most of the basics already."
Mm-hmm.
He just gives a big turtley grin. Fucking which is kind of terrifying because he's a snapping turtle, and when he smiles he looks like he's about to eat your face.
Mm-hmm. No teeth, just beak.
Just a big gnarly beak. So he just kind of looks around and says, "Well, just show me the way to the library and I'll start bringing things in." Oh, I saw some dust in there.
Hecate, go ahead.
Of course. The library is this way. I don't know the layout of that. He just points to the general direction.
Yeah.
All right, and Hecate, you show Dusty in, and he begins to make his way up the stairs into the library floor of your tower. Just to be clear about like the details, you remember when you went to Landis's tower, who was basically just like the tallest tower in the entire area. The way this works is if you go to the basement, you can enter any of the doors to your bastion rooms and immediately find yourself on the level that is that on which your bastion is. You can also go up the stairs all the way to your bastion, but you always have a way to quickly and efficiently travel to any bastion and between any bastion by going through the basement portal room, basically, which lets you travel quickly and easily. And I think that personally, if technically you need to like sync the enchantment to your blood to go through the teleportation rooms in the basement. So most people are going to go through the stairs, but you guys can basically just kind of go from the 10th floor of your tower to the first floor by going through 2 doors, essentially. So you guys can travel fairly easily. And the point I'm making is that the library is an entire floor of the tower.
Mm-hmm.
And each of these roomy bastions is an entire floor of your tower that's being taken over by this.
If I remember correctly, it's currently the workshop / sales area as the first floor. We have the like dining area and like main room on the second. Then on the third we have the bedrooms, and this would be the 4th floor for the library.
Yeah, basically.
And then obviously we have the
three
basement.
Floors are not going to change. It's just additional floors on top.
Yep.
And you had a smithy that was
And the barracks is probably a
on the
building.
ground floor outside of the tower, and now you have a smithy inside the tower.
The barracks is also
Speaking of
probably
Smitty-
outside as well.
Speaking of Smitty, that was part 2. Dusty's back in town, and we get to part 3. So Eric, well, technically everyone, because everyone is part of each of these scenes, but specifically Eric because it's your bastion. Angrelus has informed you that your smith and armorer have come, and that he's shown them the way to your smithy and armory, which are essentially the 5th and 6th level of the tower.
Alright, Angelus says smithy and the armorer on the way. Probably go to meet them. Get them situated here.
Alright. Let's see who we're dealing with.
All right, so you all make your way to the I'm gonna say the smithy. The smithy is the lower room and the armory is on top. And you get to the smithy and
I mean, they could probably be on the same floor. I don't think they each need their own room or their own floor.
well, I like the idea that the smithy and the armory are 2 rooms. But basically, instead of being just kind of 2 different floors, it's just a single floor with really tall,
Yeah.
with a really tall ceiling, and they've got like different, like not a scaffolding, but there's like a metal grate like floor that's kind of in between the ones, so you can just kind of. Anyway, it's a big ass room instead of being 2 separate rooms.
Yeah.
And as you approach, you hear. Well, of course you need more spears. Like, why wouldn't you want more spears? Spears are basically what you want if you're arming a group of low-skilled people. And then it's kind of like, then you hear another voice go, "No, the first thing you need to teach them is to wield a shield. Shields are way more important than spears." Like, and then the other voice goes, "Oh, poppycock!" And you enter the room to find a brass and red dragonborn in a animated conversation with, in the back, just kind of face planted into the counter, a dwarf that's just kind of surrounded by tankards of alcohol and essentially passed out. And then the brass, she's brass, yeah. The brass dragonborn turns and says, "Oh, hey, chief." And the red dragonborn turns and says, "Hey, boss."
Oh, who left?
Pokemon died. It's fine. We don't care about him. What?
Well, I see you 2 are getting settled in already.
Oh yes, this is a wonderful. I was gonna say facilities. Yes, wonderful facilities. Yeah, it's kind of pretty neat. I haven't had this high quality tools for a while now. And he takes a step back and says, Valorian, pleased to meet you. And Michonne goes, I'm Michonne! Hello! Valorian shakes first Herrick's hand and then Gil's. And then puts his hand forward to I, offers I his hand.
Sorry, I'm muting because of the construction, but she takes it.
Okay. And then Hecate, someone wants to hold your hand. I want to hold your hand.
I mean, it's more they want to shake their hand, but I guess you're
No.
technically correct.
Literally, what hand though? It's just all feather.
Wing.
Wing.
I mean, you can play an instrument, so you've got, like, some sort of talents, I would imagine.
I guess so.
Yeah,
Suppose
you have opposable feathers.
that's all.
Hate that. Hate that.
Okay.
Hate.
So
Despise.
Valorian shakes everyone's hand one after the other, while Michonne just kind of fucking barrels in and hugs each of you. No matter how uncomfortable it seems to make you, it just makes her laugh.
Right.
So, maybe you can help us in this debate we're having. Yeah. Well, just tell her that she's wrong. Oh, come now. So, if you're setting up a small troop of guardsmen, what is the first thing you need to teach them? To wield a weapon or a shield? And Valorian says, it's obviously a shield. You want them to live long enough to learn how to wield weapons first. If you teach them how to fight without teaching them how to defend themselves, you're basically not doing anything correctly. And Michonne says, yeah, but the point is that they have to defend you, and they can't do that if they can't fight. They need to learn They need to learn how to wield their weapons first. Well, what do you think? She turns to you.
Exactly which weapon were you referring to?
Well, I was thinking the spear, because it's notoriously a weapon that takes little skill to use. In its basic way, a lot of skill to master, but to simply use it, you can just go with the spear.
Gil immediately seems unimpressed. Just looks over to Herrick. Really?
What? I mean, the sword is so elegant and distinguished. Of course, anyone would rather learn the sword, but come on, if you're just teaching a bunch of people to be in guard position, you can't expect them to become blade masters. You need to teach them how to use a more simple weapon first.
Can really tell you're
And then
craftsman,
everyone
huh?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Can really tell you're craftsman, huh?
She pouts and she looks at you and just kind of mimes throwing a few fists, and he says, well, not everyone can punch their problem away, Mr. Monk.
The point you both seem to be making, the point you both seem to be missing, is that the best way to win a fight is to avoid getting in close quarters in the first place. Kind of glances over at I. Not everyone can use a bow, but a crossbow is something anyone can learn to point and shoot.
Herrick just kind of like hides his rifle behind his back more.
Mishad and Valorian look at each other, then look at you, and I can't double speak because I don't have two sets of vocal cords. But together they say, honestly, I wouldn't expect that from a monk. Honestly, I wouldn't expect that from a monk.
I've had a lot of time with first-hand training at other guard camps.
He doesn't look like it, but he's old as fuck.
Thanks.
You're welcome, Grandpa.
Well, she almost says everyone's older than you. Technically, everyone's a grandpa to you, but she holds her tongue.
Point being, just focus on making and less on bickering over things that you aren't actually aware of. If you're here to make weapons for the guards will tell you what they need.
That's fair, I guess. But hypotheticals are so fun. Yes!
Oh,
And then-
come on,
and then-
no.
and
This kind of
then-
energy is
then-
good for the place. It's good for you.
And then in the back, the dwarf is just kind of like, no, they're not.
Stonecutter.
You're not even working over there, so you shush.
Stonecutter just kind of raises a finger and just kind of thumbs up and just kind of just goes. And as Gil, Hecate, and I just kind of go down, Mishad and Valorian begin another round of bickering to the apparent delight of Eric. So, I believe
just like,
that.
just as we're like moving away from there, Herrick just kind of like leans over to Gil. You wouldn't guess it by the way she talks, but she's from Bismuth as well.
Bill just kind of glances back. Huh. Fair enough.
He's right! Crossbows are more important than shields! You never shut up, do you?
Maybe we should just let them talk it out.
Okay, but
Please.
we're friends.
What? No. Let's not. Not yet. Anyways, I think that's pretty good for the scene.
All right. So next one is the sanctuary, which is 7th level of the tower. We're gonna have to.
Well, this is in eyes, isn't it?
Yeah, this is actually eyes. That's actually a separate bastion, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
Separate bastion.
Read size bastion
Your
thing.
separate
Yep.
bastion, where is it?
It's another treehouse outside of Jade.
Oh, outside of the walls?
Yep, the description is there for you.
Boss, I wrote all of this down for you. Come on, dude.
I'm just surprised that I did read it, but I'm surprised that it's outside of the walls.
I mean, where are you gonna find a good tree to settle in?
I mean, it's Jade. The point of the place is that it's green. There has to be parks or some shit. But yes, that's fair. I mean, I'm not going to argue. It's your fucking bastion. Do what you want.
Even if there's
And I
park, there's
will.
probably not like super present wildlife, which is probably what I was looking for.
All right. Well, I'm going to ask you, since you're not in the tower, what does your sanctuary look like?
Hey, remember the previous birdhouse?
Yeah.
So the day after Balthazar and the birds helped move everything in, after they get everything nice and organized, it's a chaotic mess again. Everything's all over the place.
Literally less than 24 hours, I comes in, starts going like, oh, everything's in the wrong place, and just ruins everything.
Yeah.
Everything's put away. How am I supposed to find anything?
Exactly.
Amazing.
Like, there are bird nests everywhere. There's like, it's a bit bigger. It's a bit bigger than the other one. For obvious reasons.
In that case, we should probably go directly with the seventh scene I had planned, which is called Howl House in the Garden, which is probably, we should probably set up the
garden first.
tree house before we set up the Foxy.
Yeah, the goal is to like, my goal is to connect the two via like some kind of teleport of some kind.
That's fair.
Yep.
All right. So you're all outside, just kind of setting up, thinking about how to set up the teleportation. There is a teleportation circle in your tower in the basement, so you can set up like a link of some kind. And you're all together as Balthazar is just kind of trying to get everyone together and set up. And Balthazar just kind of floats down and he says, oh, lady, hi! You found us a wonderful tree!
Well, it was either this tree or that one over there. She just points into the distance at a tree that was completely dead. But I don't think we want that one.
How do you figure? He says, looking at you with just kind of raised eyebrow. Is it because it's fucking dead?
Or difficult to hide in.
No, come on,
Oh, yeah.
Living in a fire hazard is always a good build of character.
Laughs and heat metal.
I swear, if you light this on fire, you are reimbursing me.
How do I get the feeling this wouldn't be the first time?
You say that like I would need to.
One poorly placed candle is all you need.
Looking around at all the strewn papers.
Just kind of fucking, who would light a candle in the house, in a tree house?
Didn't
They're
didn't-
probably a bird brain, though.
didn't you literally make us tea the last time we were at I's treehouse?
Yes, magic tea. With a magic healing element that didn't require fire.
Hmm.
Because I'm not a pyromaniac asshole who wants to see my world burn.
Fair enough.
Don't worry, Lady I made sure to bring the heating element too.
That's a relief.
We wouldn't want you to go without tea.
It's good for my headaches. Okay, it's good for the migraines. I get what I think about
Just give me a
the
second.
shenanigans
Someone's knocking
that
at
people
my
like
door.
this do.
She just points over to Gil and just says, raises her hands in the air.
Okay, I need the tea. I need the tea.
What do you mean shenanigans? What? What am I doing that gives you headaches?
She
I'm
points
doing
toward the
that.
war horn that's strapped to him.
What war? I thought the war horn was gone.
Was it gone?
I think
Yeah.
it is, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
that
never
was
mind.
that was part of the
Bag of holding.
during the Black Moon,
Yep.
the explosion that happened in the
Ooh.
bag of holding.
Thank
It-
God. I mean,
It,
what?
it sure was in the bag of holding when it exploded, yeah. I still have the bag, but everything inside, no.
Okay, then instead she's just going to say,
Every time you have woken me up with that thing,
Look, I've known you for so long, it's either you wake up with that.
hundreds years. Let's see. 800
That's what
years,
I'm not
900
sure
years.
what this is any
I-
better.
I've lost count.
Referring to the time that
How-
he failed a roll.
How many times have you slept in since I've been away?
Sorry, what did I miss?
You know, I don't want to
You're
answer that
just
question.
You're just missing married
Mm.
couple banter
Mhm.
going on
Mhm.
here.
Very
Mhm.
double banter.
They're fighting.
Mom and dad are fighting again.
Anyways. If anyone needs some
I've
tea,
heard
if
that
anyone needs tea,
couple counseling helps a lot in situations like this.
I'm sorry.
God.
she just
I'm gonna make an unarmed attack against Balthazar. Knock him out of the fucking air for that one.
I's not gonna stop him.
All right.
Hang on, where's my
Go
fucking...
ahead. I guess Balthasar is an owl. She's got like what 12 AC.
Where's my
Roll an
fucking...
at one.
I could.
Hegatage's just gonna lean over to
No,
her and
no,
he's like,
no,
okay,
not that one.
are they a thing, or have they just known each other for so long they can just banter all the time?
I feel like yes.
Poor
is the
boss
answer.
DMs.
I might actually miss with that. Roll a blow.
What's that?
13. I think
Yeah,
you
no,
hit.
he's got 11 AC. So you just hit him in the face.
Barely
Just
hit
goes-
him.
And I'm just...
Pooh!
I'm not dealing damage, I'm just doing a push, so I'm just knocking him to the ground, basically.
Okay. Balthasar just kind of floats up and says, who the fuck do you think you are, bitch?
Gil
wouldn't-
Criskin.
Gil, I wouldn't make Balthazar mad if I were you.
Just chuckles a bit and he moves a bit closer to the tea and starts brewing it.
Balthasar just looks at Gil and says, I'll let it slide this time. Mistress I has been gracious.
statement.
And then you just see Balthasar turn around as there's just kind of a group of birds just kind of setting up this garden, because this is a garden, and he just kind of slaps a pigeon out of the air and he says, "Don't eat the seeds, you fat fuck!" Their seeds are for planting!
Listen, I think it is again. She just turns around. Oh my god, he does this every time.
And just kind of the little pigeon looks super sad and looks down. It's kind of.
Feeding time's later, okay? Just help out right now. You'll get more food later, okay? Okay?
God damn it, Terry! Stop!
Yes.
Okay, I need to make another bird stab block, I guess. Terry! Okay, so Terry the
Damn it,
pigeon.
Terry.
Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking.
These birds fight.
I don't think you need to make a whole stat block. Just write the name. It has 1
just note it
HP.
down.
I'm
yeah.
just going-
It just has 1 HP. It's fine. It dies. It'll die eventually. Knowing it'll eventually become as anyways.
Now, I'd say that I has a list of birds that as cannot possess. So
It's Terry.
So
on
I've
the list.
added an
Yeah.
additional.
Terry is on the if I am in a bad mood maybe.
Yeah.
list.
Terry's on the baby
there's an
list.
additional hireling in the garden called Terry the pigeon.
Perfect.
There we go. Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, so you know what? Let's just get those two scenes together.
Mhm,
So
yeah.
as everyone, as the birds are planting around in the garden, there's a section of the grounds that over the weeks begin to develop just kind of this sanctuary, this clearing, just kind of a semicircle of small tree. Fucking hell, man. Not a sprout is what a plant is. A
Sapling.
thing, but what do you call
Sapling.
a small tree?
Sapling.
Yeah, sorry, man. I'm tired. Okay. I also
Photosynthesis.
saplings. So you see, like
Photosynthesis.
a semicircle of photosynthesis.
Oh my God.
Sapling is
The base wanting the food in the wooden
which
is
is kind of this beautiful, like a bit like of a rock garden with these basically these flat rocks that are covered with a thick a thick carpet of moss, and as you just kind of get this together, there's you see just kind of in this carpet of moss, just kind of this small section of moss just kind of slowly turning red, and then it begins to like spread across the carpet of moss until like there's this entire like pattern of red of this red and blue moss. It's kind of forming this circle, and then with a flash of light you see appear this tan-skinned human with I can't speak today, with wild russet hair and green eyes, and she just kind of steps into the garden and says, sorry. I don't know why in my head Harriet is always. Anyway, doesn't matter.
I don't know either. I've never played him as a woman.
I know. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just the name Harriet sounds feminine to me. I don't know why. So this tan-skinned human with wild russet hair, green eyes, and just kind of a hungry glint in their eye. This says here, just kind of comes in and says, "Good day, hi. Well. This is a nice garden you have there."
It's quite the fucking entrance. Who the hell are you?
"Oh, hello. My name is Harriet, and I've been hired for this sanctuary."
I just looks over toward Az.
Wait, this is the one you were talking about?
Az just goes, "Tweet, tweet."
Got it.
You know, I was gonna say I wasn't sure why I don't like the feel of this guy, but if Az is the one that hired them, then I think it all starts to make sense.
"Oh, come now. I'm so trustworthy.
Well,
There's
Sounds like
no
something
reason
untrustworthy
who
person
would
to
look
say.
at me and think untrustworthy. What do you think?
frankly, you better be trustworthy because I have the one person to answer to that you do not want to piss off. So there's that.
Yes. I've known Az for a long time, and I know contracts are sacred. I'm not gonna break anything that I've put into words. No need to worry at all. I'm completely trustworthy when it comes to those things.
Hardest X's in the chat, please.
Those things specifically, he says, wiggling a finger.
It's just, I have been told that you are good at what you do.
And that is.
Yes, go ahead. I stopped myself mid sentence.
And that is.
Well, she motions to Harriet.
How about you pitch yourself first?
I am knowledgeable about all things magic, especially in this case. I've made myself quite adept at all these druidic magics. I can cast charms and healings and blessings and curses if you're feeling, feisty. But mostly magical charms and the like. I know everything there is to know about magic. There are not many arcane things that evade my gaze. I need to double check something.
And here's the thing, with recent events, we really do need an expert in this kind of thing.
Suppose you might be right.
I mean, I guess he's more readily available than Lady Kreska would be, but...
Oh, Kreska, yes! She's a lovely lass, isn't she? A bit.
Can't really say I've never actually met her myself.
She's a bit It's not my place to say anything about the gods now, is it? But I think this is going to be a very interesting time. Well, for those so long lived as us, just kind of eyes sit down, stand, eyes stop on Gil, eyes stop on I, and then looking back at himself, says, for those as long lived as us, new experiences are oh so entertaining. And I can't wait to see what happens with you.
Whatever, it's your treehouse.
She just massages her, or she just massages her temple as she still has that headache from earlier. she's sipping that tea from earlier. Just make yourself at home. Do not disturb the birds. If you disturb a single bird,
Me included.
Well, I do have
you
a
and
question.
Terry don't count.
Well, I do have a question for you because I want to be clear. I can hold myself back very well. But there's one type of bird I have a very hard time dealing with. And that is chickens. You don't have chickens, do you?
Not
You don't have
re-
hens?
No.
Oh, thank God.
Which one?
Which
Anyway.
one?
Which one? And Harriet's eyes just kind of glide to Az on I's shoulder, and then she just kind of looks to the side and says, "Oh, you know."
Oh my god.
I really don't, but okay.
It's
I
fine.
feel you.
all this to say that my people and hands tend to have a strained relationship. But if there are no chickens here, I'll be fine. Honestly, I've very rarely worked with goats. I'm looking forward to this.
Right. Well, good to know you're here to help at least, I suppose. Good luck with the
Yeah.
treehouse,
Look at the tree. We haven't even finished the circle yet.
Oh, I can finish the circle. Didn't I say there's nothing about the arcane that escaped me? This. Oh, you make. No, that's not how it goes. That's not the rune that should be there. Harriet begins to fuss over your teleportation circle, and after a good 12 minutes, he has it up and running.
Okay, I'm rolling an Arcana check to see if he fucked with it a bit.
Okay.
How many papers did he move in the process?
That was accidentally private, so
You
that was
can
19.
just reveal it. Right click and reveal.
Oh, cool.
What's your Arcana? Harriet? Harriet, your Arcana is
Probably pretty high.
29.
Yeah. 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 Yep. Yeah.
Plus 13. Oh.
It's yep. Yep. It's about right.
Yep.
And that's for the
It
base stat
wasn't
block. He
more-
might be even more powerful at
okay.
this point.
It wasn't more of a like did he do something wrong? Like it's more of a did he maliciously set it up? That kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
With a 29 against your 19, I don't think you would be able to catch it if he did.
Oh.
I mean, yeah, from your perspective, he set it up perfectly. It's all working now.
With a 19, you can tell that this is working and possibly about 10% more efficient than you expected it to be.
And this just links to ours.
Yes, and technically, I can also set it up so that you'll need a certain magical item, maybe an amulet or a ring, to be able to use it, so that other people will not be able to teleport into your tower simply by assaulting this garden that's outside of the walls. Why did you set it up here?
She just points at the leaves that are directly outside the window.
It's hidden.
Nature.
Okay, I'll ask a more pertinent question to what I was asking first. Why did you want to set up a teleportation circle, which in your original plan didn't really have any additional protection, that goes from outside of the walls to inside of your home?
She just raises a finger for a moment. And it just slowly lowers it.
Nature.
Yeah, just give me the evening. I'll set you up with a bunch of charms that allow you to use the teleportation circle, and then I'll set it up so the teleportation circle requires an anchor to then be activated. That way you can make sure that only the people who you give permission to will be able to use the circle. That way you don't let bulgars in
That would be appreciated.
freely. Wonderful. I'll get to working. I should have something ready. I'm not exactly the greatest when it comes to working with amulets and gemstones. I can come up with the magic that I'm gonna put on it, but I would probably need someone to actually craft the amulets or rings.
I can
Would
provide
that
those.
be possible?
I'm fairly decent working with jewelry. I can probably manage to make a couple of those. Is there any specific specification?
Well, it would be best if you have a gemstone worth at least 50 gold pieces so it can handle the rune. That or the gemstone worth 25 gold pieces and a really, really good craftsmanship for the jewelry so that it can compensate.
We can work on the design later at the workshop.
Well, it's not like anyone's going to be close enough to enter your your home in the meantime. You know what? In the meantime, I'm just going to deactivate the teleportation circle until we have the protections ready. You know, just for safety. Yeah? Yeah.
Can you do that
Okay.
after we? All right. Well, never mind.
Um,
Like mid sentence, he turns it off.
he just kind of waves at you and says, "You can go in first, and then I'm just going to take care of that." Huh? Good.
That
Good.
would be preferable, yes. I would prefer to go now instead of walk all the way back. I love you, but this is so far from the fucking walls.
Oh, you love her, do you? I wasn't aware of this development.
Glare.
I just. Come
Really be more
now.
careful with your choice of words, Gil. You wouldn't want to be responsible now, would you?
What the fuck are you talking about?
I'll tell you when you're older.
I'm older than you!
You'll figure it out eventually.
What?
As you
Yes, Grandpa, let's get you to bed now.
Lots of dreams of being a big scaly boy. They all await you.
with the laugh of your hireling resounding through the air, you teleport yourself back to the bastion and move on to the next of the scenes that we did 100% out of order.
We did one out of order.
That was such a great idea. Oh my word.
We did one out of... Yeah, no, like I said, that was so good. God.
All right.
Yeah, no, you did very well with Harriet. Harriet is on point.
Okay, that's how I'm happy. All right, so then you teleport to the basement of your bastion, and in the basement you see a snake just kind of coiled around like one of the dragon statues, and Angrelus goes, "Ah, welcome back. It's been a while. Your hirelings for the what was it?
Workshop.
For the workshop.
It is next, right?
They are waiting for you.
Yeah.
On the 8th floor.
I think we actually had the workshop being set up on the 2nd floor, because that was like before the tower started expanding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the workshop is not necessarily a magic room. It's just one of the original rooms.
Because that's
You
where
just
Gil
kind of-
was setting up the gemstones originally,
Mhm. Okay.
and it's
They're
just been
waiting
expanded
for
out.
you
Yep.
in the workshop.
All right. Let's go see what we have to deal with now.
Alright, so I realized that I haven't been like super descriptive about the hirelings. I've gone to basic. So
It's been fine so far.
You walk up to the workshop and you see 3 people.
Mhm.
The first is a short, pale, blue-skinned, gray-eyed, bald Snurf Niblin, or
Deep gnome.
deep gnome. Sorry, I got a hiccup. With tattoos covering his head with silvery white waxed goatee. You see a short olive-skinned hazel-eyed gnome man with burns and scars covering his hands and face, making it unclear if his patchy hair is normal black or just burnt beyond recognition. And then, Jesus Christ, Curve. Then you see a dark-skinned human woman with lavender eyes and braided hair dyed a vibrant violet color. Who is wearing very expansive, colorful clothing and jewelry. And and you find the first NPC whose voice I'm not sure about, but I am going to give it a try.
I have given you a clear palette. Have fun.
Mr. Gill!
Which one is
Nice to...
Which one is Mario? Which one is Mario?
Wait.
It's a me, buddy.
Sorry.
You're not gonna hear.
Sorry.
Big Shine! Oh!
Yes! It's me! A Big Shine!
Oh, awful. Hate it.
A Master Gill!
See, I wonder what he's gonna say with mine.
Do you regret your choices yet, Curb? Do you regret
Put
giving
down!
choices
I didn't put down that he had the voice of Mario! I didn't put that down on the
I'm gonna try to stop laughing.
Oh no!
Our Snurf Nibblings Italian?
Yeah.
Is that a thing I'm just setting? Is that a thing I'm just setting up right now?
No!
Yes!
We cannot have the Underdark be Italy! We cannot!
No. If the Underdark is the land down under, they have to be Australian.
Mushroom Kingdom, here we come.
Oh my god.
Mushroom Kingdom, here we come.
Oh no.
Do I want to? Okay, so question is, do we want
my
to
God.
keep that a thing?
It's up to you, man. You do whatever the hell you want.
Okay.
I'm not giving you vocal direction.
I am.
Master Gill. So nice of you to join us. Says
Yes.
Big Shine. Just kind of like, I've seen your facilities and quite interesting.
Which one are you?
Hello. My name is Walik Big Shine. At your service. Just kind of gives you a
Waltzing,
little bow.
right?
Sorry, what?
Just reiterating the name. Waltink, right?
Uh-huh. And then Joanne goes, I'm having to come up with 3 different voices at once.
Mm-hmm.
Joanne goes,
You've had 2 weeks to do this. I did this like the day after. So you have
Yeah, I
no
know.
excuses for these ones.
well, so you are our employer? That is...
Well, technically we
Joanne
all are,
Olivier looks you up and down. You are a jeweler?
I am.
Well, I can trust your expertise so you don't dress the type. I'd expect a bit more panache. But hey, we can't all be Never mind. She just kind of
Um,
turns around and just goes back to her
as
thing.
she's giving that like haughty attitude, Gil's just gonna retrieve the hourglass pendant that he snatched from Seora
Mhm.
before she left and just put it on the table.
And she just kind of looks at it and says, well, well. That's not too shoddy. In fact, it's quite good workmanship. I
Mm-hmm.
retract my statement.
Let's try and
And
avoid
then
judging books by their covers, huh?
fucking Pig Shine just kind of barrels through and grabs the thing, raises it in the air, looks at it and says, ah, that's quite interesting. And then he just kind of waddles to another place and just kind of puts like a just kind of magnifying glass and starts looking at it and says, "Ah, I see." And then as like Miss Olivier just goes like, "Wait, I was looking at that," and she just kind of walks over to Big Shine, and while they're kind of bickering a little, Melgas Swiftsand just kind of walks up to you and says, "Hey, so you're the boss, huh?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Name's Melgas Swiftsand."
Nice
Just
to
kind
meet
of
you too, I suppose.
That's actually pretty nice workmanship on the pendant.
I appreciate it.
Hmm. Anyway, I'm not one to just kind of waste time. So, do you have any projects for us you'd like us to get over? Don't worry, I'll get the two bozos in line. Especially if we have a specific project we're working on.
I think for now it's probably best to just start testing out the equipment. Have free reign of it for the time being. We can probably start stocking just anything you guys make for the time being. Get some interest, see where your actual talents lie. And once we have a bit more of an actual base, we can look into actually getting more commissions for specialty. Focus on your strengths for the time being.
And Grilish kind of pops in and says, "What about the teleportation bracelets?" Whoop, 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 whoop. And Grilish doesn't
I'm
seem
gonna get
interacted.
those, thank you.
That's good. Melgash just kind of shrugs and says, "Ah, fine by me. I'll I'll get right on that. Maybe we can set up a little bit of a competition between the three of us. You know, just to get them motivated." Anyway, it's nice to be working.
Indeed.
You know, sometimes you just kind of. It's nice to be working for something that's worth it. Also, I heard that you have a lot of interesting. My brain is dying. Just give me a second. Interesting. sorry. Interesting materials to work with. I love my job, but sometimes it's a bit costly to get the raw materials, and well, it's nice to have a group of adventurers who can dump a shitload of money on us.
Well, it all comes back around to making us more money in the end anyway, so it benefits everyone, I think.
Gash just kind of nods. And then as you just kind of looking over, Melgas just kind of goes, "Oi, Pig Shine, Olivia, think we could do a little bit of a challenge? Each of us has to do a piece, and we've got only what's in here right now." And then they just start bickering, and Pig Shine says, "I'm a beat you, Olivia." Olivia says, "I'll see you try." And then they start, each of them, to look around for base materials for their first little challenge.
I think we can probably leave him to that.
So we've done hiring Dawn, Dusty's back in town, the Smitty's dynamic duo plus the third wheel, a fox in the hen house, the Howl House in the garden, and Pig Shine and the gang, which leaves us with the last one for today. Hecate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Atop the tower, at least at the topmost place where you are right now, you are told that by Angrelus, like for the others, that your hireling has come by.
Oh, I thought
So
there was more to that statement.
Sorry, what?
I thought there was more to that statement. Sorry.
No. Your hireling is here.
Well, shall we meet him? Meet them?
Sure.
Oh, come on. Well, come
Alright.
on.
So everyone walks through the portal because no one wants to climb 8 stories to get to the topmost place.
Yay, magical
And
elevator.
you arrive in the arcane study, a place of magic. You can smell on the air itself a bit of ozone, and you see in the back, in the center of the room, looking through a few books, a young, light-skinned elven woman. She looks up at you with her deep blue eyes and just kind of combs her fingers through her aqua hair, just kind of tightening her pigtails. And she looks at all of you once after another, and then gives a low, elegant bow.
Gil awkwardly bows back.
Hecate pretty much follows suit with Gil there.
She brings her mouth to her hand, and her shoulders shake as if giggling, but no sound comes out.
And you are...
she smiles and taps a little like nameplate on just kind of in gold on her arcane robes that has her name, which is Helvir Helmelian.
I, having been in this situation before, instantly recognizes what's going on.
Do you have anything you could potentially write with or something?
She smiles and waves her hand in the air, and just kind of from thin air, you just see just kind of these burnished letters of crackling arcane in these bright pink with just kind of this slight purplish aura around it that just goes, I do.
I love her. I absolutely love her.
I just says, you know, she just looks over to the bird on her shoulder. This situation looks eerily familiar. she just looks back and says, "Did you do something with this one too?"
Wait, what?
What?
Don't worry about it. I'll talk about it later.
As says
Like,
Miss Melian is mute. Her voice has not been stolen.
Okay, different. Got it.
Stolen is an
Wait, hold on.
interesting.
What do you mean stolen?
I'll talk about it later, okay?
Fine.
Will we?
Again,
being so
you
defensive
see
about this?
Helivir just kind of bringing her hand to her mouth and shaking her shoulders in a
Silent chuckle.
in a slight chuckle. And then she
real quick, War Boss, I
waves
want to
her-
message you something real quick.
Yes, go ahead.
I mainly want to know what Word
Okay.
visual image.
Okay, so I just smiles and she lifts her finger and she begins to draw in the air. But what she draws is like a trail of black flames that seem to draw a message of some kind. The message saying in common, I understand.
She chuckles once more, silently, and then waves her hand into the air. She doesn't necessarily like write. She only just waves her hand, and as her hand passes through the air, letters form, and she says, I appreciate it, but I'm mute, not deaf.
I like the idea that she's actually like signing each letter as it's coming across. Just like as she's waving her hand, it's just doing like all of the letters in individual poses.
Yeah, just kind of like in fact it would be clearer to say that she does do some movements, and originally when she first moves her hand, it creates like these arcane runes and sigils that then morph into letters, because she's actually using a wizard subclass that I built to write.
Ooh, fun.
So, Hecate, not knowing that she was mute, she's just like, well, you looked like you were gonna be a nice vocalist. I suppose I'll find another use for you.
I just looks over to Hecate, just a bit offended.
You know what?
Her
She,
appearance is also a slight reference. I don't know if anybody else gets it.
What?
So,
No.
once again, the hand in front of the mouth and the silent chuckle, and then she's going to snap her fingers 4 times, pointing in different areas in the room, and then you're gonna hear the sound of a drum going thum, 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 and the piano is gonna start playing itself on its own, and then just kind of the bow of a violin is gonna start to move as the violin rises into the air, and she casts animate objects to animate like
Yeah,
4
let's
different
go.
musical instruments in the area, and as she waves her hand as if she's conducting, and then she looks at you, Hecate, and she winks.
I just looks over to Hecate and says,
Yeah, don't underestimate someone who's mute. It gets kind of annoying sometimes.
It would seem as though I've met my match here.
At the very least, you have someone who can help accompany.
Oh, sorry.
Also, if you...
Why does it sound like you're speaking from experience?
Because I am. I'll talk about it later.
I mean, also, it's worth noting, you've heard I sing before, right?
Yeah, I would suppose that this new lady's
No.
vocals would be even better than hers. And she didn't even have
You know,
to
never mind. Just,
Oh, like, I don't feel like that's
she
hard.
lifts her hands in the air. The words that were drawn in front of her just burst into they just burst. The flames just burst and it vanishes.
There's a lot of judging books by their covers today.
Just kind of the Helivia. I guess that's how you pronounce her name, Helivia.
I mean, it's literally just shortened to Hell is the nickname we came up with. That's why it's in the middle.
Hell just kind of nods sadly and keeps moving her hands as she directs the multiple instruments, and then she just kind of walks behind Hecate, lifts your accordion in your hand, and just kind of mimes you playing, and then just kind of saunters away, and just kind of
Oh god, do I have to make a performance
she's basically asking you to join in.
Yep.
Yay, performance!
Performance check!
A little on the spot.
Little on the spot. Well, I mean, you know
15's
what?
still good, though.
Roll. Yeah, sure.
You saying that she's being helped, or she's helping?
I was gonna say you're being helped, but instead I'm gonna do something more fun. Hecate.
Bardic inspiration,
you
or
begin to play, and as you do, at first you can keep up, but soon you are outplayed by this wizard.
Damn.
Oh my
And
god.
she rolled a natural 20.
Oh my god.
I don't know what her bonuses are yet.
I mean, she's probably
come
got
up with
expertise.
Stat. She's probably got expertise because she's rolling it's animate objects, so it's a performance, but she's rolling Arcana, so she's probably got expertise in Arcana, considering that this is the arcane study.
Yeah, if anyone would
that's
have
her-
expertise in like Arcana and then performance, it would be her probably.
Yeah. And considering my intelligence rules, which is you get extra skill proficiency based on your intelligence, and she's a wizard, she's probably got the expertise and performance.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it doesn't matter. It's a natural 20. So you soon feel like you're. Everyone, we end the session with everyone sitting down in the arcane study, enjoying basically a tiny orchestra following.
No.
Um,
I want to end it with I explaining the whole mute thing.
oh, okay. So as the song continues and Hecate sits down, baffled by the expertise of this new hireling, I goes over the details. Or do you want to roleplay it?
Okay. I'm gonna guess that this is happening while the performance is going. Then
Mhm.
I is going
Well,
to. Okay. No. Wait. Go on.
Go ahead.
Go on. Okay. I is going to intentionally turn her head away, from Hell, and she's going to say, "Okay. I guess I may as well explain it right now. As long as she can't read my lips, it should be fine. There was..." And she just looks over to Az. And I need to triple check it's okay for me to say this.
Az shrugs and says, your contract has been completed for this specific cause. You're good.
Right. So, I lost a friend long ago. She wasn't with us for long, but
Hide, please.
she wasn't with us for long, but she was a good friend to me at the very least. I was foolish. I could have saved her. I could have done something for her, but
She just sighs.
well, I needed to get stronger. I needed to get stronger fast. So I left the group that I was traveling with to try to find that strength. And, well, the easiest way to get the strength I needed was an extra contract of sorts. And I was told I could offer whatever I wanted. And the strength of the contract would be best for whatever was most precious to me. And I offered my voice. In return, I was given, well, she just doodles a little bit in the air with the flames, a way to communicate, a way to cast without speaking, that kind of thing. I have mostly forgotten the latter, but I can still do the former. The details of the contract aren't really important. That's already been fulfilled, but it was like that for hundreds of years.
Oh.
I lived as a mute for hundreds of years.
No.
This was after we parted ways.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
No one should have to go through. Oh my gosh. No one should have to go through that.
Well, Gil just kind of looks up to Hell. Maybe not, but
No.
at the very
no,
least,
not,
she
not,
still seems
not,
happy.
no. Gil, not being mute.
Oh,
What Vanya went through.
wait, what? Who? Huh? What?
Vanya.
Huh?
Wait, did you just say Vanya?
Oh, yeah,
Like,
that was the name of my
Vanya,
companion.
like porcelain skins, stuff like that.
Well, yeah, what do you mean by that? What?
She works for Arcanum Central. If this is the
I-
Vanya.
We met someone named Vanya like less than a month ago.
No, that has to be a coincidence. That's impossible. I saw her die right in front of my eyes. She fell apart and everything. Like, that's no way. There's no way.
What do you mean fell apart?
No. I remember when she got punched by that Earth Elemental and like her face cracked.
Cracked. It shattered. Luckily,
Wait.
we both managed to mend it.
That can't be the same. She just starts freaking out for a moment.
We can give you her contact info if you want to be sure.
I need to verify this.
And that's where we end session. And that's where we end session.
That's how we end session. We can give you our contact info.
Yeah.
Chat, is this real?
Yeah. Perfect timing, Pokemon, yeah.
It's the fucking Polnareff Avdolf scene. But not quite.
God. Absolutely amazing.
And Curb, as
Oh my
for
God.
wait, is that Pokemon coming back in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Uh,
Pokemon, guess what?
yeah,
We just learned that Vanya and I know each other.
no, he just joined the stream like as we were having that discussion.
Um,
Oh my god. We
Amazing.
went over why I was mute and like what led into it. So
I actually didn't know that because I stopped playing in Icewind Dale before you did all
this
that.
was
If I remember
right
correctly.
when we ended. Like this not right when we ended, but right when I left. So
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I wasn't there for that. I don't think so. That's very fun. I was not aware of that. God, that's so good. That's so good.
all right, so this is.
So, I guess we're gonna have to have Pokemon guest next session.
Sure, I mean, why not? We can have Vanya come by the group and just kind of. I'm gonna have to give Pokemon the crown guest role if he's going to be there.
Yeah, if
next
he's
time. Otherwise, he's gonna be muted in the chat.
if
Muted
he's
in the
available, then
chat!
yeah, no, that'd be fun. But
Curb, I sent you the feature of the wizard subclass. So basically, it's the Skull of Arcanism.
oh
And basically
yeah.
you get a feature called Rune Script. You know the secret language of Arcanists. You can use the language in your spellbook. It makes it hard to decipher. In lieu of traditional somatic spell components, you're able to write rune script in the air, leaving letters floating
That's
suspended
very
in space.
fun. Yeah.
And to rune script, you can replace verbal components of a spell with a somatic one, as long as it doesn't already have a somatic component, allowing you to cast it silently.
Thank you for the
So,
hydrate, Pokemon.
Thank you for the
what?
hydrate.
That wasn't Pokemon.
Oh no, that was you. Holy shit. I'm sorry, I'm so used to Pokemon being the one doing that. You're right. Thank you, Sai, for the hydrate.
Pokemon is No longer muted. Woo, he's a
Hey.
guest.
Bye.
Ayo.
But yeah,
I know
it's
I-
basically.
I
Basically-
popped in at like, wait, no, that's not possible. I saw her die, and I'm like, oh, I came at the right time.
As soon as
you need to watch what led to that. Oh my god.
as soon as you were going like, yeah, my friend died, I'm like, oh, here we go. I need to start poking into that, and then you just led into it. I'm like, excellent. I was getting there as well.
So basically, for those who are curious about the subclass of our silent arcanist, basically what she can do is she can
Turn verbal components into somatic
turn
components.
verbal components into somatic components.
Yeah.
She can tweak the structure of spells to automatically allow people to succeed a bit like an evocation wizard. And then one thing that she can do is she can increase or decrease the radius of spells.
This
But
is
if she
the subclass
decreases-
I used.
Yeah.
So the really cool thing is you can take a fireball, reduce the range of
Gotcha.
the
Yeah, no, that's
fireball to
fun.
10 feet instead of 20 feet, and you increase the 2 damage dice. So
Right, yes,
as
I do
you
remember you using
concentrate-
that. That's right.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
really
yeah,
fun. And the reason why it's still says it's in progress is I'm not sure about the last feature of the thing. It's basically the idea is that I wanted to set up a thing where when you're an arcanist, you can set up redundancies in your spell, which basically, if it's a spell that's a concentration or that has a duration of more than an action, you can set up redundancies so that whenever the spell would end, it's going to keep going instead.
Good shit, Tony. Good shit. Hatsune Meek Elf.
That's Tsunami Calf. Jesus Christ.
You know he gets in.
Did you not?
You know, like the whole thing, War Boss, when like you were like in chat with me, and we were like going over like the hirelings that people had made, and you were like asking if like anyone else was like making references or anything, and I'm just sitting here like, I can't tell him. I have to let him figure it out on his own.
Did you not? Did you not?
Oh my god.
Boss. Oh, War Boss. Oh, War
What?
Boss. Oh, poor sweet innocent
Hot-
War
hot-
Boss.
Hatsune
Nobody
Miku is
told
going to
him
be
over the
wonderful.
last 2 weeks.
Oh, the light-skinned elfin with 2 unbraided pigtails. I get it.
There
And
you
blue
go.
Aqua
Yeah.
There you
blue
go.
hair
There-
and blue eyes and.
Today we have learned.
Okay, I
Today,
see it now. I see it.
today we have learned that War Boss does not have object permanence. He reads things and then forgets them instantly.
He also can't
No, he's
visualize
going to go
things,
home.
but-
Yeah,
Tingly
it's the
beats and
it's the
wonder how
whole
he
like
got
a
the job.
Fantasia thing where when I don't have visualization in my brain, which means I can't visualize anything that I read.
But it's okay. You can make an accidental Mario reference.
I think you did also accidentally swap.
Hey, a big shine.
I think you did also accidentally swap the personality of Pickshine and Melgas, but it's fine. That was great. That was great. That was a fun scene.
Anyway, I'm tired.
Yep.
This was fun.
I'm tired.
But I'm gonna and what I'm going to have to do now is I'm going to have to fuck.
Oh.
I'm going to
Oh.
have to.
Oh,
I'm not
you're
going to
gonna
have to fuck anyone. Anyway, I'm going to have to go back through the entire VOD at some point and go through the hirelings and add a note for what their voice is so I can remember.
You can probably refine it a little bit as well, but yep, nope. Until then, thank you all so very much for stopping by.
Pick a side. It doesn't require any.
Take care of yourselves, and we'll catch you in the next session.
Hatsune Miku.
That's the name we go.